What is the real reason that they're revitalizing the Metro Center? What is the real reason that they're vitalizing the Metro Center? You're tuned in to the 601 Network, Real Jackson News. No fluff, no distractions, just real news for the real Jackson citizens. I'm your host, Foresight. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. What's the real reason that Metro Center being fixed up? What's the real reason they have this plant coming behind it? I don't know if it's in the old service on the old service merchandise platform. I don't know where it's gonna be at. I know they said somewhere in the back of the Metro Center. So that's where I'm assuming where it's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to have an opportunity to work there. So but nevertheless, that's gonna fill a lot of jobs for a lot of people. And for me, I'm not a troll. I like to see people win. I love to see people win because people winning, especially black folk, black folks winning, I know I ain't got to worry about nobody breaking in my house. Folks got jobs. And I really hope that place behind the Metro Center thrives. 30-year, 40-year fix where folks can feed their families. But my question today is why? I mean, what's the reason? Because when the Metro Center was first built, because it went down like twice. It went down. The first time it went down, it was like it was there, but it wasn't there. It went down. East Ford left from across the street from it. Was nothing in that parking lot. And they was going down. Then they came back. Food courts was had left. The McDonald's on the inside of the Metro Center had left. The McDonald's on the outside of the Metro Center had left. Right? So then they brought the food courts back. I mean, they brought everything back except for that arcade. And, everything was back, thriving again. They had put a DMV up in there, driver's ed up in there, Remember, y'all remember that? You remember that? You remember? You know what I'm saying? Remember when they, when they had all of that? Had the cat out there with the airbrush, doing the t-shirts, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You remember that? It was dope, you know what I'm saying? But but it went down, you know what I'm saying? But then all of a sudden, then they shut it all the way down. Told everybody they had to leave. And I'm really surprised that if they do get the businesses back, the businesses do come back. I really would like for them to come back, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't want to come back. I wouldn't be surprised. It would have to be a heck of a incentive that they come back because are you sure we can come back and get our spots back? Because if I was a business owner, in my mind, I'm thinking, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But I'm just thinking in my mind, just think about it for a minute. If I was if you was a business owner, or I'm just looking at it like this, would you have confidence in something like, that just kicked you out? I know I wouldn't. Not in my mind. I'm like, y'all kicked me out, y'all might kick me out again. So I mean, it's got to be a heck of a incentive for me to come back. You know, heck of an incentive, rent, whatever. I don't know what it is, whatever deal. And I'm saying that to say that you know trust is an issue. Because if I was a business, thriving business, and I'm already thriving over here, then the Metro Center want me to come back over there. It's got to be a heck of an incentive. It's got to be a heck of an incentive for me to come back and reclaim my spot. I mean that's like, but it goes back to what I was saying. Why they revitalizing the Metro Center? Because I got a story one time that was told, and after I tell it, you're gonna know who told it. There was gonna be a Jasco, a big old Jasco service station coming in the place of the Metro Center. Then he was talking about what he said, Randy Travis Travel Center was coming over there. A lot of rumors, a lot of junk going on. So, which one is it? The Metro Center, from what I understand, I seen it on an article, and then I seen a video. I think it was on WLBT or one of the news channels that the woman came and she talked about it. I don't remember her name. I'm not a very good, suicider. I'm not very good. I just remember seeing it, hearing about it rather. And it was just like, for me, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, if that's gonna happen, then that's gonna happen. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. She was saying that there's gonna be some apartments on the downstairs, a playroom for the children on the downstairs. Hopefully getting all the stores back in the spots where they were. Food courts going, Metro up and running. I really would like to know what that would look like moving forward for the city of Jackson, with all the problems that city of Jackson have with their roads, paving their roads, infrastructure, water, all that kind of stuff. What does that mean? There's a reason for everything. I don't care what nobody say. And you know it just like I do. It's a reason why they doing that. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all something. And this was in my mind. Okay, the Renaissance Center came. The Renaissance Center came, right? Boom. Over there, the Renaissance over there. Boom. And then you had the Outlet Mall. Then North Park revitalized that North Park Mall a couple years ago. Remember that? Remember when they revitalized all of that? Might have been almost 10 years ago. Might have been almost 10 years ago. Because I think it was like right around 2018. It was revitalized. It was about almost 10 years ago. About 8. I give about 7, 8 years ago. They was revitalizing it. So, but nothing was said about the Metro Center. Now all of a sudden, now you got these investors coming in. We got a new mayor rocking and rolling. The new mayor got his boots on the ground. He chilling, laid back. But believe me when I tell you, he ain't got to open up his mouth because things is popping. That means he doing something. How is it that he come in, the Metro Center get revitalized, when Lumumba was in crickets? I don't want to start on him because I really don't. I don't really want to talk about that. That I don't talk about that brother, but I hope I wish the brother well for whatever he's finna do. Whatever he's finna do, I wish him well. You know, but I just would have hoped that the next venture, the next thing that he ventures in, he leaves a positive legacy and not a bad taste in the mouths of the people that he serves. So moving on from that, but yeah, it goes back. You know that the Metro Center had been vacant for a minute. And believe it or not, a lot of people, always wondering what the heck was going to happen to it. I know I was one of them. I honestly, you know what I would love to see happen? I would love to see Jackson State buy it and tear it all down and put their stadium there. Because the interstate is right off of 20 right there on 18. To and from, right? Then you got the interstate coming off of 220 on Highway 80. To and from. So that's 55. That's 55 right there. So that would have been a perfect spot. In my mind. That's in my mind. I can remember that. Perfect spot for a stadium. But no, they decided to revitalize the stadium. Revitalize the Metro Center. I'm so much thinking about that stadium. It's just like, because that's a question for me. I'm still stuck on that. I'm like, damn, where's they gonna put the stadium at? They've been talking about that stadium for the longest, and I have no clue. I just thought about every place where they could put it. But I know it's got to be somewhere near an interstate, and it would be real stupid for them to set it off somewhere where folks where it's going to create more traffic. Come on, folks need to get in and get out. But wherever they put it, there better be some hotels around, motels being built. Wherever they decide to put that stadium, maybe putting it where some hotels and motels are. So good luck to Jackson State on that one. But this Metro Center deal is what we're talking about here today. We all know, just like I do, that there's politics being played with the Metro Center, with this crap. Because, when our mayor came in, he willing and dealing. There's a lot of different things. So if the Metro Center is going to happen, and that plant is going to happen behind it, what else going to go down? What else going down? What else they going to build that's going to be for the betterment of West Jackson? I want to see every part of Jackson to win, but especially West Jackson. Especially West Jackson. I want to see it win. I want to see West Jackson. I don't know if it's going to have the same standard, which I don't care for it having. I wish it would be better. The same standard that it had back in the 80s. No, I want it to be better than that. I would like to see in my mind. I would like to see it go up. I like to see everything go up. I like to see buildings go up. Buildings. That's what I like to. I would like buildings to go up. For me, because you go up, you make space. That space that's going out, you eliminate that space. You can save that space. Just go up with it. Are we too damn backwards to understand that? Or we just don't want it? We just don't want it. Where are we going to put our homeless people? Because that's a problem for me. I'm like, okay, so why are we not going up with the buildings? Because if we could go up with the buildings, the homeless thing be solved overnight. Go up with the buildings, the homeless thing will be solved overnight. Yo, my man was telling me earlier today that on one of my old neighborhood in New York, in Harlem, Whole Foods took over a whole section of a square block. A whole section of a square block. It didn't take over the square block, but it just took over a section from one corner to the next corner. And they took over that whole square block. That's a lot of real estate. Just think about going from one block to the next. And just think about how long it goes from that block to, it's just like, I'm gonna give you an example. It's just like, if you look at Westland Plaza, for example, right? Let's say you got right there at Robinson Road, and let's say where the beginning of Westland Plaza began, and at the end of Westland Plaza where it began, right? You know, on the other end, like going back towards Hardy Middle School, right? That's where, just that little section, Whole Foods took it all over. But didn't take not the whole space, but just a portion. But that whole square, the length of it was crazy. Whole Foods took it over and went up with it. He said went up with like 2 or 3 stories. Man, that's a lot of store. You could literally set 3 or 4 Walmarts in that joint probably. That's a lot of store. So, you know, so when you got projects like that, you know, I mean, yo, and that's like in Harlem, yo. Whoever knew a Whole Foods, something as prestigious that would come to Harlem? That's just like, is it like that they putting a Whole Foods in Vernon Dishon or Washington Dishon, in one of the worstest parts of that, and just revitalize that whole entire section. And they put a Whole Foods there. Just imagine that. See, I'm not I'm not stagnated in my thinking, because it's possible. It's possible. But my question is, if that happens, what does that mean for black folks? What that means for the area? What they gonna do to the area? Because if you put something in that area like that, that means that whole area gonna get revitalized. If you plan, that means you planning for the whole area. And that store probably gonna be the last thing to come. That means they're gonna do eminent domain, and they're gonna tear stuff down. It's like me, for example. Let me give you an example. Something coming. Why is it you as a homeowner, right? I'm gonna ask this question first because it relates to me too. You as a homeowner, how many phone calls do you get, text messages you get about do you want to sell your property? I know you get them, and I get them all the time. I ain't tripping. 769, 601s, I get them all the time. Text messages, all that. I get it all the time. You want to sell your property? You want to sell your property? You want to sell your property? I know you be getting them. Yeah, no doubt. You be getting them. I know you be getting them. Because, see, so, but I'm asking you, well, what does that mean, though? What does that really mean? I mean, why is they doing that? Because I don't know. Could they go down there to the county clerk's office and they can see it on the books. They can see it on that book, on the books at the county clerk's offices because it's just public knowledge. And they give you a buzz. You know what I'm saying? You want to sell your property? You want to sell your property? You want to sell your property? Do you want to sell your property? Because they're getting on my nerves. But I digress. What does it really mean? What does it really mean for this Metro Center? I ain't never seen nothing like something happen this quick with something like that. Then a bunch of investors come in and they wanna redo this thing. I just seen a video for about 3 months ago or something like that. Some lady was up in there looking at the Metro Center. Crazy. What is that all about? You have to ask yourself that question. Look, I can't answer it. I'm just asking the question. That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking questions. What is that about? Because in my mind, I'm thinking that they would have put a stadium. They would have put the Jackson State Stadium there, tore all that crap down, and put the stadium there. Because if you remember clear as day, I remember clear as day. When you drive at the Metro Center, the roads were so screwed up and so jacked up. I mean, it's like a roller coaster going up and down them roads. They were so jacked up, and they never fixed them. It's like they built them that way. Seems like. See, like they just throwed the Metro Center together. Because that parking lot sucked. You going like you going on a roller coaster. You have to start. I mean, accidents that happen at that Metro Center. Come on. Let's keep it at 1,000. I really never thought that they was gonna bring that thing back the way that parking lot was. Driving on that parking lot, driving around trying to get, find you a park. Man, I ain't never thought they was gonna revitalize that. And I really hope that they really have an engineer to restructure that parking lot and that driving space. Because it was so sucky and so bad, they wouldn't even fix it. It's crazy. Yeah, but I just want to sit here and talk to you today. For real. I want to talk to you today because, you're a taxpayer and you deserve better. And you have a right to know. You should be asking that question. Why? Not saying, oh, it's nice, it's good, it's wonderful, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's true, but ask yourself question. Why did they decide to revitalize that Metro Center? And then what's next? What's next on the agenda of, I don't know, revitalization mm, or or building. What else? What's next? What are they gonna do? What they gonna do next? What are they gonna do next? What they gonna do with the grocery stores that they just shut down over in South Jackson? What does it mean for that? What does it mean for those residents over there in South Jackson? What does it mean for that? You saw my video. I talked about it before. But what does it mean for that? I'm quite sure our mayor have something in mind. Because no words were spoken by him. He wasn't even there at that city council at that last meeting when he was talking about the stores. So I'm quite sure he got something in the make. He seemed like he's a very, very humble man, very resourceful. I mean, he was probably very resourceful for the experience that he has. Effectiveness doesn't have to be spoken very loudly. It's an old saying: walk light, but carry a big stick. Play with it. And you can draw that up however you want to draw it up. But that's what I see our mayor doing. He walking lightly, but he's carrying a big stick. Shouts out to you, Mayor Horn. Real talk. No sarcasm. Just real talk. I really would like to I really would like to meet him one day, but because like I said, he making it happen. He make things happen. Now, I think about our beloved brother, the late great Frank Milton, in the King Edward's Hotel. That King Edward's Hotel sat there for 30 years. Black folks wasn't even allowed up in that place. But when it shut down, it shut down. It was 30 years. Up came along Mayor Lindsay, from what I understand. I mean, there's a lot of different mayors. And there was these different, Harvey Johnson, all them other mayors. Then came Frank Milton. And Frank Milton said, either you fix it up or we're going to tear it down. Remember that? He said it at the council meeting. King Edward's Hotel, according to the late, great Frank Milton, those investors got together. And before I lost my eyesight, the King Edward's Hotel was being worked on. And that was in 2008. 2007, 2008. The King Edward was finna rock and roll. And it's up now. Thriving, doing its thing. So, This is what effectiveness can do. Yo, this is what effectiveness can do. When there's influence and bread involved, money. When you got influence and money, hey, get what you need, get what you want. Hey, for real. You got the bread, you can get whatever you want. That man, John Horn ain't been in. He he ain't been up there in the up there up there in the was it the sitting or something, whatever it was. He wasn't up there for all them years, sitting up there twirling his thumbs. He ain't make no. Oh, he was up there not making no relationships. He was literally there, wasn't making no relationships. He don't have no relationships with nobody. He was just there for the amount of years he spent twirling his thumbs. No relationships. Man, that's bullshit. And you a fool to think so. That man money long as straight smoke. I'm just telling you what it is. And his relationships is too. His relationships probably just as long as his money is. Money and influence is what makes things happen. You sitting around here talking, man. For me, I'm sorry. I was trying not to do it, but I had to because I'm looking at the difference between our last mayor and this one. This one ain't. He ain't trying to get the words right. You know what I'm saying? He gonna lay it to you straight up. His leadership speaks for itself. I ain't looking about what a man say he gonna do. I'm looking at man what he is actually doing. So if anybody talks bad about him, I'm gonna just tell you straight up, homeboy, homegirl, they can kiss my ass. Cause I go by what a man do, not by what a man say. I don't care how much of an orator he is, how much of an orator she is. That don't move me. Your effectiveness does. But I know I've digressed because the Metro Center is really the core thing to what this is all about. All of this is about, and why and the question is why they decided to revitalize that Metro Center. What is on that agenda? I know there's something on that agenda. The Metro Center and that plant behind it is the start of something, and I care less of what anybody else say. There's something behind this. It is coming down that pipeline, and you better be mindful of it. The mainstream news media ain't gonna tell you what I'm finna tell you, but believe me, you when I tell you, something else coming behind it. I'm your host, Foresight. This is the 601 Jackson Media. Talk to you later.